The ocean surface erupts in an instant. A massive dark shape surges up from below. The orca appears, not just to hunt, but to take control of the entire situation. Its target is separated, and every escape route begins to disappear. Pressure builds from every direction. This is more than raw power. It is precise teamwork and carefully calculated timing. Is there any animal capable of escaping this remarkable predator? Beneath the cold, nutrient-rich seas, the great white shark stands as a symbol of power. A fully grown adult can weigh up to 2,000 pounds. In an instant, it can surge up from the depths, breaking the surface with tremendous force. With an exceptional sense of smell and the ability to detect distant vibrations, the great white is one of the ocean's most formidable solitary predators. But nothing in the ocean remains unchanged forever. When orcas arrive, the familiar balance begins to shift. As highly social predators, they work together in coordinated groups, relying on hunting strategies refined over generations. After locating a great white shark, the pod does not rush in. One orca moves forward first, delivering a powerful tail strike that disrupts the surrounding water. That brief moment of imbalance creates an opportunity. Another orca approaches from a favorable angle, circling carefully to assess the situation. When the timing is right, a precise move changes the course of the encounter in an instant. In the ocean, nothing goes to waste. The encounter comes to an end. The orcas take advantage of the opportunity to obtain a valuable source of nourishment in the cold ocean. What remains gradually drifts with the current, becoming a source of sustenance for countless other marine creatures. Amid Antarctica's ice-covered seas, seals are well adapted to one of the harshest environments on Earth. A thick layer of blubber helps retain body heat, and they can dive hundreds of feet below the surface. In the water, they can reach speeds of about 20 miles per hour, fast enough to avoid many pursuers. But their greatest advantage is not speed. It is the floating ice which serves as a temporary fortress in the icy ocean. When orcas arrive, the idea of safety begins to change. To them, an ice floe is not an untouchable refuge, but a challenge that can be overcome with waves. The pod approaches quietly, keeping its distance while moving in perfect coordination. Once the distance has been carefully judged, the formation quickly comes together. Several orcas line up side by side and accelerate at the same moment. Powerful tail strokes generate a large wave. A series of waves created through the technique known as wave washing increases the pressure, causing the seal to slide off the ice. Once it loses its footing, the seal is swept back into the water and gradually loses its sense of direction. Through precise teamwork, the pod takes control of the situation, achieving success rates of up to 80%. In this unforgiving environment, intelligence and cooperation are not just advantages, they are the key to creating opportunities for survival. Along the rugged, rocky shores of the Pacific, hundreds of sea lions gather in dense colonies. Their constant calls and continuous movement create a living shield, relying on numbers to reduce risk. In many situations, a large group offers greater protection from solitary predators. But for a pod of orcas, a crowd is not necessarily a barrier. It is a place where opportunities can appear. They move beneath the surface in a tight, quiet formation. Using vocal signals to stay connected underwater, they wait patiently for a gap to open within the sea lion's formation. A target is chosen, not the weakest individual, but the one most likely to become separated from the group. The orcas apply pressure from several directions, creating just enough disruption to break the formation. The sea lion is gradually pushed into deeper water, where it no longer has the advantage of staying close to shore. The chase begins. The sea lion accelerates and changes direction repeatedly, but the orcas maintain a steady pace, closing the distance with precision. One moves up from below, making a well-timed impact that disrupts the sea lion's path. Offshore, the pod slips away through the water. In nature, numbers can provide protection, but strategy and patience are what ultimately shape the outcome. In the warm oceans, dolphins are among the most intelligent animals on Earth. They travel in large pods that can number in the hundreds or even thousands, moving together with remarkable coordination. For orcas, a pod of dolphins represents an abundant source of energy. The orcas approach from a distance, maintaining a wide formation while gradually limiting the dolphins' room to move. The pursuit continues over time, steadily wearing down their stamina. The dolphins accelerate and change direction repeatedly to maintain their distance. Meanwhile, the orcas keep a steady pace, conserving energy while applying constant pressure. Then, the encounter reaches a decisive moment. One orca suddenly accelerates, launching out of the water before crashing back into the sea, creating a powerful impact that disrupts the dolphin's formation. In the brief confusion, one dolphin becomes separated, losing the protection of the pod. Without the need for a relentless chase, the orcas shift their attention to controlling the isolated target. The pursuit gradually comes to an end as the dolphin can no longer maintain its original pace. In nature, intelligence and speed can provide a powerful advantage, but a single moment out of sync can completely change the outcome. Along their familiar migration route, gray whales continue a journey that spans thousands of miles, guiding their calves through waters that gradually shift from warm to cold. This migration has been repeated for generations along the same well-known paths, and that consistency also makes them easier to track. Orcas do not rely on instinct alone. They also depend on knowledge passed through the pod over many migration seasons. By the time the mother and calf enter deeper water, the orcas are already there, spreading out in formation and quietly closing in, gradually changing the whale's rhythm of movement. One group applies steady pressure to the mother whale through repeated contact, forcing her to use more energy. She turns her body to keep the calf behind her, constantly adjusting her course. Every movement reflects a powerful instinct to protect her young. Meanwhile, the other orcas look for the rare openings between the mother and her calf. With patience and persistence, that gap slowly begins to widen. The mother increases her pace, driving the water with stronger tail strokes in a determined effort to keep her calf close. The struggle continues beneath the deep water. Then, in a single moment out of sync, the calf gradually disappears behind the cloudy water. The mother slows briefly, then continues moving through the deep sea. In the ocean, survival is about more than crossing great distances. It is also about overcoming unseen challenges, where instinct and family bonds shape the chances of enduring. Across the vast ocean, the humpback whale is known not only for its immense size, reaching up to 50 feet in length and weighing around 80,000 pounds, but also for its remarkable behavior of intervening in encounters involving other marine animals. With its long pectoral fins and massive tail, it can create powerful waves that disturb a wide area. Numerous observations have shown that humpback whales are willing to swim for miles to disrupt orca hunting activity. This time, however, the situation is different. With a calf as the primary focus, the tension rises. A mother and her calf are traveling peacefully when familiar dark shapes appear in the distance, silent and deliberate. The orcas do not approach head-on. Instead, they divide their formation and close in on the calf from several directions, forcing it to change course repeatedly. Its path gradually shifts farther from the protection of its mother. The mother whale turns, placing her body between the calf and the approaching orcas, driving the water with powerful tail strokes to keep them at a distance. The pod continues applying steady pressure, gradually closing the gap. Every time the calf slows, every brief opening is carefully used. The encounter becomes a test of coordination, endurance, and persistence. Deep beneath the surface, the mother's low calls travel through the water. As the formation stretches farther apart, staying connected becomes increasingly difficult. The calf gradually loses its position, drifting beyond the familiar protection of its mother. Then the ocean grows calm once again. In the distance, the orcas slip away through the water. In nature, even the largest animals have their limits, and the chance to endure depends on adapting to each new challenge. Beneath the fine sand of the seafloor, the stingray is almost impossible to see. Its flat body and natural coloring blend seamlessly with the surrounding environment, making it a master of camouflage. But its greatest defense lies in its tail, a sharp, venomous spine that causes many predators to keep their distance. For the orca, this is far from an easy target. It is a challenge that demands precision. After detecting movement beneath the sand, the orcas do not rush in. Instead, they keep their distance, waiting for a safer angle of approach. Their strategy unfolds quickly. A powerful tail strike disrupts the stingray's balance, turning it upside down. In that position, its venomous tail spine becomes far less effective, greatly reducing its ability to defend itself. Within moments, the situation changes. The stingray loses its advantage against the orca's experienced approach. The balance gradually shifts in favor of the predators. In nature, even the most sophisticated defenses have their limits. The advantage belongs to those that know how to recognize and use those limits. The orca's success comes from teamwork and precise execution. It does more than hunt. It also plays an important role in maintaining nature's demanding balance. Other predators, as well as prey species, must continually adapt to that pressure. In the wild, survival is always a balance of intelligence and discipline. If these stories have offered you a new perspective, like the video and subscribe to the channel to discover more remarkable journeys through the natural world.